Hello, it's Florida Man Coasters here, and I want to be talking about my top 10 independent parks in the United States of America. Of course, I'm just doing independent parks because, it would kind of be unfair to put these parks against other, large chain parks. But with me talking about, smaller parks, some of them are decently large, and I'm not going to be considering Hershey Park just because it has giant corporate backing, which I would not want to count that just because, they have all the money that they could possibly get to spend. While these other parks, they only have this park and they have to make all their money from that park. So, anyways, let's talk about the first of the 10. Lagoon. Lagoon is a park in Utah near Salt Lake City, and has many very good coasters. Its star coaster is for sure Cannibal, which is a in-house Gerstlauer-like coaster, which formerly had the world's steepest drop. Which very cool, and apparently a very, very good ride, and has very cool elements also. And then there's a few other rides like a Schwarzkopf Looper, which has been pretty praised, and Wicked, which is a Veer tower coaster, which has a vertical launch, which is a very, very unique gimmick and apparently very, very good. I've not went I went to these majority of these parks, but I'm just talking about based off of, general, what people say. So now, let's go to the next park, Luna Park in New York. Of course, Luna Park's known for the Coney Island Cyclone, and it has some other rides, but, not too much, like a Thunderbolt, made by Zamperla, which is pretty decent, and has a lot of a ton. Basically, the whole rest of their lineup are family coasters, but the Coney Island Cyclone is very highly praised, and overall, even if majority of the rest of their lineup are family coasters, looks like a lot of those family coasters are very good. So overall, pretty decent park, not as good as Lagoon, I would say. At least overall. But let's now talk about our next park, Silverwood. Silverwood is in Ethel, Idaho, which of course Silverwood has rides like Tremors and Timber Terror, and other rides like Aftershock, which is also very well praised, and of course Stunt Pilot, which RMC Raptor, and also this cool almost thing, they have the world's first looping coaster, which was formerly at Knott's Berry Farm and was relocated to Silverwood, which is pretty cool, and it has a small family lineup and overall. So let's now talk about the next park, Indiana Beach, which is in, of course, Indiana, United States, which has 7 coasters by the end of this year, with American Dryer Looping, which will be opening this season, looking like their star ride when it does open, and it is the main reason I would want to go to the ride. It was formerly in Mexico and was considered one of the most intense roller coasters on the planet, and of course had an accident, as many of us know, and it was relocated to Indiana Beach and should be opening this season. Other great rides is Steel Hog, which is pretty well praised. And then, of course, they have the CCI duo of Hoosier Hurricane and Cornball Express, which have both had mixed opinions about. A lot of people have. Some people say they're great, some people say they're meh. But then there's a few family coasters, and also Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain, which is a smaller, it's very, very weird, but a lot of people that have written it have positive things to say about it, which, is a lot better than a lot of coasters. The next park we're going to be talking about is Knoebels, which is in Ellisburg, Pennsylvania. And currently has 6 operating roller coasters, with their standout coaster, of course, being Phoenix, which is a PTC wooden coaster from 1946, which was relocated to Knoebels in 1985, and is considered one of the best wooden coasters on the planet, winning the Golden Ticket Award for the best wooden coaster on the planet multiple times. Even that, majority of coaster enthusiasts don't agree with that opinion. Which overall, I think something like El Toro is probably better. But let's talk about the other rides at Knoebels. Flying Turns, which is the world's only wooden bobsled left. And then Impulse, which is another Zier tower coaster. And then Twister, which is a in-house wooden coaster. And, a few family rides with Cosmos Curves and Black Diamond, which are both unique. Or Black Diamond is unique. It's a indoor coaster, and it's very, very strange. The next park is Mount Olympus Water and Theme Park, which is in Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin. And it is operating currently 5 coasters, with Hades 360, which is a gravity group wooden coaster, and is considered a great wooden coaster and one of the best in the country. And is when it is considered incredibly rough, but incredibly good forces, and has a corkscrew, which is pretty unique for a wooden coaster. And then they have 3 CCI wooden coasters: Cyclops, Pegasus, and Zeus, which are all like Pegasus has more mass, more family, and Cyclops and Zeus are overall decently praised of being good to okay rides. And of course, there's Little Titans, which is a kiddie coaster. So, let's now talk about our next park, Holiday World. Holiday World is of course known for its standout ride, The Voyage, which is a gravity group wooden coaster. Their second ever coaster behind right after Hades 360, and it's considered arguably the best wooden coaster on the planet, up there with El Toro. A lot of people agree with. And now let's talk about which is their standout ride. But let's not ignore their other great rides, with Thunderbird, Raven, and Legend all being extremely praised. With Thunderbird widely being considered the best wing coaster in the U.S., and Raven and Legend being 2 CCI wooden coasters which are heavily praised, with Legend getting a little bit more praise normally than Raven. The next park is Lake Compounds in Bristol, Connecticut, which has 5 operating roller coasters, with their headlining roller coaster being Boulder Dash, a CCI wooden coaster which has also won the Golden Ticket Awards Best Wooden Coaster before, and has been pretty well praised by the enthusiast community also. And Lake Compounds has other coasters, more well known. 2 clones, Phobia Fear Coaster, which is a Skyrocket 2, and Boomerang, which is a Vekoma Boomerang, and they also have the old wooden coaster from 1927, Wildcat, which is of course, PTC wooden coaster, but has been considered one of the worst roller coasters on the planet because of its roughness, which is a bummer. So even after its retrack it had only 6 years ago at this point. The next park is Nickelodeon Universe in East Rutherford, New Jersey, which of course just recently opened in 2019, which is operating 5 coasters, with TMNT Shellraiser, which is a clone of Takabisha, just a little bit steeper, and also Shredder, and Sandy's Blasting Bronco, with Blasting Bronco being a very well praised roller coaster overall, and of course Shredder, Timmy's Half Pipe Havoc, and Nickelodeon Slime Streak all being decently praised for what they are. So overall, a compact park, and it's very expensive according to the majority of people that went up to the park. I've not went to the park yet, but it is considered very expensive, so you might not want to go just because of that. And they apparently have pretty bad operations overall, with multiple of their large rides being closed. So the last park on this list is Kodaland in Austin, Texas, which is next to the Circuit of the Americas racetrack, which holds the F1 and NASCAR races and many other races too. But let's talk about the park more specifically. It has a few rides. It has like a kiddie coaster. It has like a few other small kiddie rides, and it has Texas Wildcat, which is the only ride operating currently that is highly praised, or not highly praised, praised as at least okay we watch coaster. And this park only originally opened in 2020, but their additions for 2023 and 2024 is what makes them on this list. Circuit Breaker, which is a Vekoma tilt coaster, the first one in the U.S., only one in the U.S., the only large-scale Vekoma in the U.S., or new gen Vekoma, not the old gens, because the old gens suck, which is going to be opening in 2024 and looks like a pretty good coaster, to say the least. And in 2023, Palindrome will be opening, which is a Gerstlauer shuttle launch coaster, which interacts with entrance to the park / racetrack, which is pretty cool, I have to say. But overall, Kodaland is a rising amusement park and looks like it will be a premier park in Texas very soon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I see you guys in the next video. Peace.